Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Pentagon for Gold. It's been quite a good time this season, but before I go and show you a little bit in the future what's actually happening with the competitions, I've just got this news story. Zhang Bing has come out as gay, which is very cool. It's happened once before on my saves this year, which was for a guy I just signed in my York save, and within about a week he'd come out as gay. Yeah, so that's a cool bit of story for the team. So not what I was expecting, but it's a good bit of transfer deadline day gossip, I guess. Anasic is a bit upset that I'm not actually keen to sell him. He got a bid from Bayer Leverkusen. For some reason, that was the one that set him off, despite having bids from Liverpool and other clubs like that in the past. I've managed to get it with a promise where he will only go for his release clause. And then I said, I don't want to sell him. And then he thought that I broke my promise, despite the fact that the point of a release clause is I can't deny him that. It's just, it's if a club doesn't want to sell someone, that's how you do it. You use a release clause. So, I don't know why he's complaining so much, but nothing too major there. And we'll head on to the schedule that we've had, the competitions, how we're doing, and then we'll head into the next matches in the next couple of moments. So, about a month later, we are still doing reasonably well. We've had a long injury, a 3-week injury to Anasic, which has really affected our form a little bit. We haven't quite been so brilliant recently, but we're still comfortably top of the league, and there's not much competition here. If we have a look at the league table, we are 14 points clear with 9 games to go, so we're comfortable here. And we're playing Beijing Guouan in the AFC Champions League today. There's some really, really bad news. So if we have a quick scroll down, let's try and find it. And let's just go on to the transfers. West Ham have paid Anasic's release clause, and given he's unhappy, he won't negotiate a new contract, and so the chances are he'll be leaving. And because of FFP and the fact it's just outside the transfer window, I can't actually replace him in the squad. I can't even register Aziz for the Asian Champions League or Heung-min Son for the league. So we are going to be down to just our Chinese centre backs, which is not good. It's absolutely gutting, and hopefully it won't cost us, but I can fully imagine that it probably will when we face the best sides in Asia without our star centre-back. Anasic will play a part in today's game against Beijing Guouan. He isn't at full fitness, and I'm almost hoping that he does get, a month-long injury just to make it hard. I don't know whether they'd take him at that point, or whether he'd end up sticking around because he's failed his medical. So whatever, I really just hope he doesn't go to West Ham, because he's so important to us. He's just about my favourite player in this team, and we don't lose him. Aside from that, we've got our strongest 11 really. Heung-min Son is on the bench. He is registered for this tournament, but not for the CSL, just because of the way the rules work with us having broken FFP. And that means that he's basically got no shape at the moment, so we're going to bring him on at some point in this game, probably for Boyan or Bing Zhang or even Yanchev if it's going well. And hopefully he can get us what we need to see us over the line, really. So here we go. This is going to be a tough game. They are now in third, Beijing Guouan, in the Chinese Super League, having recovered from their early position where they were, I think, about 7th after 8 games. They really did go on a good run of form after that, and they've sort of stumbled somewhat recently again, but by no means is this going to be an easy game. Feng. He's got 2 men on him here, but he has lost it in the end, sadly. They've sent it long. Thankfully, Anasic is there to sweep it up. McMahon somehow finds Feng again, and now Anasic into McMahon, into Yanchev, and Zhang Bing puts us ahead. Really good start to the game. Zhang Bing with his 16th goal of the season. That's really good for someone with 4 finishing. He's been so good, particularly recently. He's keeping Zhang Pan out of the team. I did get a lot of complaints from Conte, who's Real Madrid's manager, that I wasn't playing Zhang Pan as a midfielder, even though he's much more suited to be a winger. And I hadn't even realised that I'd promised to play him as a midfielder, so whoops. But yeah, so he has mainly been playing in the midfield recently, but I don't really like him there. And as a result, that has given Zhang Bing the chance, now particularly that given he's done so well, I'm happy to keep Zhang Bing out wide and sort of have Zhang Pan as a bench option. Gia Boyan, who has started this game in the place of Son McMahon. Oh, wonderful goal. Yanchev finds a really nice little flicked assist for Nie Xiaojun, who has scored quite a few times this season. He's not played very often, but he does seem to score pretty much every time he plays as a box-to-box. And so far we've been utterly clinical. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Yanchev doing a good performance creatively, which isn't always how he does it, but is very good. Anisic, as you can see, is quite tired already. Hopefully he'll get injured later on in the second half. I don't usually wish injuries on my own players, but anything to keep him. Oh, and they pulled one back there. Yu Weiwei manages to slip it under Zhao Zhang. It was a bit of a weird camera angle to see it from, but it looked like a really good strike from the forward. Let's not have a repeat here, and they've scored again. 2-2 now. They're only 2 shots on target as well. Both from corners, really. We need to be doing better. Into Zhu Xiaohua. Seems to be a chance straight away from that goal. And now Zhang Bing not being pressed here. And yeah, his shot is comfortably off target, curls away from the goal. It's really frustrating. We're in such an amazing position beforehand, and now we've sort of thrown it all away and given Beijing Guouan just as much chance as us. We've managed to raise the morale a little bit and get the boys motivated for the second half, where hopefully we'll start to be, as good as we were going forward and a bit more defensively solid. Anisic now doing... Well, he's not really fit at all. He's very tired at this point. Feng is also rather tired, so we'll get him off. He can come off for Zhang Wexian. Zhang Bing can come off for Zhang Pan, and then I'll probably be getting Gia Boyan off in a couple of minutes for Heung-min Son. Into Gia Boyan from Zhao Zhang. A really good kick and good control from Gia Boyan, who hasn't been at his best today, but was very good there. Can he do something now? Yanchev. Mo Xiaolei. Anisic finds McMahon, creating some nice passes here. And Gia Boyan, and there he is. Finishes it very nicely. Probably what I'll do is keep him on now and take off McMahon and put Heung-min Son on the left-hand side, potentially. So let's get McMahon off for Heung-min Son, and I guess we can keep him, because Heung-min Son is very two-footed. I guess it makes sense to actually put him on the right-hand side if Gia Boyan's prefers being on the left-hand side. We thoroughly deserved to win this game, and it was a real shame that we didn't get further ahead and manage to hold on to our lead a bit more. And that might be Anisic's last ever game. I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't. But if he does go, then he's been a phenomenal servant, really good for us. But we hope, we pray that he stays. It would be so gutting to see him go at this point, when we're so close to winning the Asian Champions League, really, because I think we've just got such a good team and we're miles ahead in the league, so we can really focus on the Champions League. But without Anisic, there's a real worry about the defence, and all of our registered foreign players for the Asian Champions League would be forwards and McMahon. So it's a little bit worrying, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Anisic in just a moment.